and to deploy lazy intelligence. And the way you do this is in 3 or 4 steps. Number 1 is to specialize. You'll find that you need to specialize in an area that is narrow and specific, and avoid being a wandering generality. Be a meaningful specific. Be somebody that is known for something. In other words, you become a brand in that area. So that when anybody needs a particular thing, automatically they know you need to go to
the person to go to
this person. So you become a niche in a narrow, specialized area where you become the best, better than anybody else. So that's number 1. Then number 2, the area that you choose to specialize in, then you need to become very good in it. First has to be something that you like. So specialize in something that you like. Specialize in something that you understand very well. And like we said, you can become very good in. And then thirdly, you need to understand how that area can help you achieve your financial goals. So how does this thing make money? This is what Tom Peters calls the hedgehog concept. In other words, you specialize in an area that you're passionate about, an area that you understand very well, and an area that you can make money in. At the end of the day, that needs to put food on your table.
Okay. And at this point, in case you're watching us and would like to participate or to ask a question to our management expert, Japheth Musau, feel free to do so. We'll now open up the phone lines, and Twitter is also open, and that's at KTN News or at Michael G. Gitonga. Now, Japheth, I may be intelligent, I may want to go up the scale, but sometimes you find challenges where your boss possibly does not think that you deserve to move up, yet I think that I deserve to move up. How do you overcome that?
You need to find, first line of defense is find a working relationship with your boss. Possibly.
Does that necessarily mean I suck up?
Not necessarily. There are certain things or certain ways that your boss may want you to do things, and among all your customers, your boss is one of them. When you're working in an area, you have the customer, external, that buys what you produce. You have your boss, who is also your customer. And if you're in leadership, you have your team also as your customers.
Okay.
So the thing is to find or develop a good working relationship. So there are about 3 core competencies. It doesn't matter where you're working, what industry. And the first and the key one is the ability to work with people. Working with people will get you a long, long way. So it's first of all to develop that ability to work with people, difficult people as well as people that are easy to work with, because you'll find them everywhere. You'll find a difficult boss somewhere, you've got to find a way to work with them.
And does a difficult boss necessarily mean I'm doing things the wrong way? You have sometimes where you have a personality clash. Just their way of thinking, their way of addressing you, their way of managing things is not acceptable as far as you're concerned. How does one overcome that? Because this is now has got little to do with performance, with delivery of what you're doing.
I think it's to have that candid discussion. Sometimes we freak out and we don't really come out and let our bosses know what is our perspective, why we think this should be that way. Sometimes you find when you come out like this, your boss might even have a different perspective of you and become more accommodative. That's the first line. If that fails, within a working place, you could be transferred to a different section where you possibly will flourish, and the final ultimate is possibly to leave the organization.
Okay.
Maybe the team isn't right.
All right. Janet via Twitter is asking that I have been working in an organization for 5 years. Is that too long? I'm guessing that she probably has not, she's been in the same position for 5 years. How does one determine what is too long?
It depends on the industry, depends on the demographics of the working place. You might go into a working place where all of you are young and upcoming, and there can be only so many leaders. Not everyone can be the leader, or not everyone can go up. Or you might go to a place where the workforce is aging. You find many of them are retiring and you're progressing very fast. But I would say 5 years is not too long. Would need more details of the exact working place, what the other challenges could
and I'm
be.
guessing there could also be an angle to how ambitious are you as an individual.
Exactly.
You can set time frames for yourself.
Exactly. And then you can also find out what are the things that you should do in order to progress in a certain place. Is it getting certain qualifications? Have you done that? Is it being an all-rounder? How many other departments have you worked in? So it's to try and find out what are the things that in this career that will make me progress and do those things. There's what is known as the iron law of human progress, the law of the cause and effect. If you look at any area, any workplace, the successful people are successful because of doing certain things. And if you do the things that those people do, you will achieve the results that they have, which means you will be successful. So this is the iron law of human progress.
Okay. Now, what about this career development within an organization? But you can also develop your career without. In other words, you can look for other companies that possibly would offer you a position that you're not having one. How does one go about that, especially when it comes to packaging yourself as an interested party to develop your career now, not within the organization, but in a different organization?
I think the first thing is to demonstrate to the place that you want to go to that where you are, you're delivering results. In your CV or in your application letter, to highlight the qualities that make you believe that you're the person that will add value in the place that you'd like to go to. So it's to highlight your achievements so far.
Okay.
And package yourself as an achiever.
All right, Johnny Rongo from Mombasa maybe has a question. Johnny Rongo, thank you for calling. Go right ahead.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Yes, my name is John.
Yes, John.
I'm in Mombasa.
Okay.
Yes, and I work in the banking sector.
You want to?
I work in the banking sector. Yes, but the problem is, me, my career is in tourism. I do tourism business management.
Okay.
But as you were saying, because I wanted to pay my bill, the job in the tourism industry was not forthcoming. Then I decided, why not work in the banking sector?
Okay.
But now, sometimes I feel I should go back to the tourism business, because that's where my passion is, and that's why I degree tourism business management.
Okay.
But now the tourism industry, again, as you are seeing, is not all that good.
Okay.
How can you help me out now?
All right, John.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, a typical scenario there of somebody who is in a wrong industry because one other industry that he has a passion for was not doing very well, but now would like to come back. How does one get back to, their passion?
I think maybe one thing, or the first thing to understand is, as much as the tourism industry is low at the moment, there are people there.
There are people who are still working.
Who are still working there. There are people that are succeeding there. So it's to really convince himself that this is the area that he wants to go into. Number one, is he really passionate about it? And he sounds very passionate. So if he's really passionate about it, if he is or can become very good, there's always a learning curve. Having left the industry, probably there's some new trends, new ways of doing things. Is he willing to commit the time, the effort, the energy, possibly going back to school and learn and become the best? If that is there, that passion, and he can become the best in or good at, then he should go for it. And thirdly, does he know how to make money in that industry? I don't know if he talks of starting a business in that industry or to be employed. Depending on what he wants to do, then he needs to figure out, when I move out of banking into tourism, how do I make money? Is it being a manager? Is it being a tour guide? Is it being the owner of a tour company? If he can figure out how, after moving, he's going to make the money, then he can make the move. So it's to figure out those three things.
Okay. I think we have a greater majority of people who actually do not like what they do. I have had many people complain, waking up is really a struggle because you don't want to get into that office. Why is that so? Why do we have more people doing what they don't like to do as opposed to people actually working after their passions?
Yes, exactly. It's the lack of focus on their passions. They go for it for the money. Because I've got bills to pay, then I need a job, any job. Because, as people say, everybody needs a job. but you don't need any kind of job. You need a job in which you are passionate about. So we should rather follow our passion. When you follow your passion, the money will follow. When you're good at something, you will be paid above average returns than everybody else because you're good at it.
Okay, it is once you've discovered your passion.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about mentorship, because that's another area that I believe is one thing, and secondly is very important for career development. How does one identify a mentor?
A mentor, number one, is somebody that has achieved what you want to achieve. So it has to be in an area that you're interested in. It's somebody who has the expertise, the knowledge, and also somebody who can teach, somebody who can take you under their wings. So you have to qualify this mentor. Not everybody can become a mentor.
Okay.
So number one is to identify who can be your mentor by the qualities of knowledge, experience, expertise, willingness and ability to teach. And you'll find that most successful people encourage other people to succeed.
Okay, let me take a call from Lois Nganga in Nairobi. Good morning, Lois.
Morning.
Yes, go right ahead, Lois.
Thank you, Japheth and Michael.
Yes.
I have a question about what happens when you're in a managerial position and your junior is quite choleric. He's quite aggressive, and you don't want to, rather I don't want to stifle his ideas and the way his initiative. But on the other hand, I'd like him, my position, I'm a lady, he's a man, and I'm not as choleric as he is. But I would like him to respect my position and not bypass me. How do I handle those dynamics in the office without stifling what my fellow junior, brilliant junior, how he is?
Okay.
How do I do that?
Good question there. Thank you, Lois. You have a manager, she's a lady, the junior or the employee or whoever is working under her is male and choleric, so very aggressive, and I guess this is now down to temperaments. Very aggressive, very forceful, would like to get his way, whereas she is trying to guide him without stifling.
I think number one is to go to the beginning of our discussion today, categorize this person. And we can already tell he's on the active side. So is he intelligent or not intelligent? If he's intelligent, that's a good candidate to make in charge of something. This is somebody that needs to be in charge of something, however small. So start giving that person leadership roles within the team. It could be a project. Let this person be the project leader so that they are able to channel this energy positively into something that contributes to the goals of the team and the larger organization. So it's if that active person is also identified to be intelligent, develop them for higher duties, higher management duties.
Okay, are phlegmatics and melancholic, people who are a bit more reserved, introverts I would call them, are they cut out for management positions?
In a way, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you can actually learn the skills that are necessary for management. If you're phlegmatic or introverted, you can learn the skills that will enable you to come out, interact with the team, inculcate the things that you want to be achieved, conceptualize and communicate your vision. So whatever it takes, we are not trees that we are stuck where we are.
You can learn.
Human beings can learn. Human beings can change and grow. So anyone is cut out for leadership if they can develop themselves.
Okay, there's Peter Santoni who's asking, how can I learn more about the career growth information? I guess we will have this interview posted on YouTube and hopefully you can glean some out of it. We have Ashikoye who's asking, how do you overcome a boss who feels threatened in his or her position by you being promoted?
I think number one is, like we said, find a working relationship, find ways that you can help your boss achieve their goals, the goals for the team. And sometimes it's inevitable. You have people in your team that will bypass you, people that will grow and become senior to you. They might even become your boss. So,
and that it must be very difficult to handle, that you've trained them and brought them up, then they actually surpass you.
Exactly. But one should have the pride in that they have meant